Okay, and welcome back to another video. And it is a bit, well, it's not FIFA 21 related, that's all there is to say about it. On your screen, you will probably see, I don't know how this is going to work, it's quite a new thing, but I thought FIFA 22s are in the corner. Why don't we predict some teams, players, ratings, whatever. So today we're going to start off with Man City, and if there's, I'll see how long it takes, and then we'll move on to Liverpool if there is enough time. So Liverpool could be in this video, or it might just be Man City. We'll see how it goes. So I am probably around now going to put on the screen the defenders ratings and Ederson and the defenders. So we'll start off with Ederson in goal. I have given him an upgrade, +1. There was potential for +2. I have seen people give him a 90 rated, but I've decided to go with 89 because of a few things. He was obviously very good. I'd say he was up there, one of the top keepers last season, alongside maybe like Emi Martinez, who I thought was really good as well. Yeah, so given him a +1, obviously I've increased his kicking. I've actually downgraded his handling because over the season I've noticed that he actually spills a lot of shots. And by the way, before we carry on, I'd like to clarify I do watch the majority of Prem games that are on TV, so it's not like my opinion's invalid. That's all there is to say. I've definitely got a good opinion, or a decent opinion at least. Some of you might disagree. Feel free to say what you'd put some of these players as. In fact, I might just put the positions as we say it. So we'll move on to the right backs now. There is two. I have upgraded one, which is Cancelo, who I will put on the screen right now. Given him all +2, and I think it is well deserved. I think he was very good last season. Obviously, he did a bit of rotating. He played left back, he played right back. Some games he didn't play, but as far as I'm concerned, he played when he did play. He was very good. He got a numerous amount of clean sheets. He played 28 games last season, to be precise. Scored 2 goals, which is why I think I gave him quite a decent shooting boost. Not that that's too relevant. And yeah, he's had an okay start to the season this season. I'm not sure if they take that into consideration or not. But anyway, yeah, I upgraded him all round, dribbling, bit of pace, bit of passing, bit of defending. He is quite a player that's never. I'm also doing this based on what I think EA will give, which we will get to when I get to the centre backs. I will give my explanation there. And Kyle Walker, I've left the same. Some may disagree, some may think he deserves an upgrade. I don't. I personally think that as at an 85 is fine for him. Like he is still good. I've actually given him a small pace boost as well. Um, because even though he's actually surprisingly old, well not old, but he is 31. That's fairly old for a right back, and to still have that amount of pace is obviously very good. He did play 24 games last season, so it tends to, like Walker and Cancelo both played. Cancelo is definitely the better, like he can play more positions. I think he even played on the wing at one point last season. I might be wrong with that. We'll then move on to the left back. There is just one for this video, and if you know a lot about, if you've not been living under a rock, you'll know why we're only doing one left back. So Zinchenko, who I've given a +1 to, I think he played okay, which is why I'm giving. I think not okay because if he was okay, I'd probably leave him the same. I think he was very good when he played. He didn't. Did he play left back? No, I'm pretty confident that he played in midfield a lot when he came on. He did. I say only. He played 20 games last season. That's still a fair amount for someone who, like, he's not one of Pep's most like popular players to say the least. So yeah, that's short and sweet for him. +1, few decent stats. And yeah, we'll move on to the centre backs. There are three, and they should all be up on your screen right now. We'll start with the lowest rated of the bunch, John Stones. Although saying that, he did get a good boost in my eyes, and I think he will get a boost. Well, nah, he has to get a boost for me. He has to. Some would say he maybe deserves an 83. I don't think I'd go as far as that. I think an 82 is definitely suitable because I think with Ruben Diaz coming in, he's been so much better. He's been so much better on the ball. He's been a lot more confident, and I think the +2 is just about right. Maybe next year he'll maybe keep going up and keep going up. Maybe he'll be one of the best. I highly doubt that, but he'll keep going with Ruben Diaz by him. And speaking of Ruben Diaz, we've given him a +4. I've actually seen a lot of people saying, why is he not? Why are people not predicting him as a walkout? 86 and above, obviously that is. I don't think that's. I think that'd be a bit ridiculous. I mean, like he was 81 to put him up to a walkout from there. I think is a bit absurd. I think. I mean, you could even say that 85 is a bit absurd, but I think he played so well. Won Men's Player of the Year. There's too many awards. I can't really remember. He won something, and it was a quite highly ranked reward. Kept so many clean sheets. He helped. He had a good influence on John Stones, which is one thing I would say makes him. Now, obviously, he didn't have a great Euros, which, yeah, that's one thing. But I think his season alone is enough. I mean, I actually, see, even though I predict him as 85, I can see him getting an 84. But I wouldn't say an 80. I'd say an 83 or below is just a bit ridiculous. I'd say a minimum 84, but I'm going with 85. And then our third centre back is Laporte. You can see here Spanish, and I've given him a -3. You might think that's a bit harsh. In fact, a lot of people may think that's a bit harsh, but if you think that he's 87 and Diaz would be like 85, obviously Diaz would never get to 87. However, I think that Laporte just shouldn't be 87 in terms of the game, and also in terms of real life, I just don't think he was that good. I mean, it doesn't help that 16 games is a fair amount, but for a centre back, actually, he'd probably. So that just shows that he didn't start much. I think he was injured for a bit, but he was not injured for the whole time. That like he didn't play. Like there was games where he didn't play where he was available. That's what I'm trying to say. I might be wrong with that. I'm not sure the exact numbers, although I do know that he wasn't amazing, and he couldn't get in. I think there was a period where he couldn't get into where it was Ruben Diaz and Stones at the back. So yeah, I think maybe you could argue 85, but I definitely wouldn't put him 86 or 87. I think that's a bit undeserved. So yeah, that is the defence, and we will go and get into the midfield. Okay, so now we are into the midfield, and I have put the two slightly defensive players on the screen right now, which are Gundogan and Rodri. Gundogan obviously not so defensive, but he's definitely not an attacking mid like De Bruyne, etc. So we'll start with Gundogan. I have given him a +2, which I think is well and truly deserved. After I believe he was City's top goal scorer, which was only with like 14, but for a midfielder, I think that's pretty good. I have actually given him quite a big pace boost because I believe he had like 60 something, which I just don't think is very, very fair. 13 goals last season. I think a +2 is definitely on the cards there, and I do think he will get it. Moving on, we have Rodri, who is obviously the more defensive player. I think he actually had a really, really good season actually because he didn't pop out a lot. He doesn't score a lot. Well, saying that, I think he did score a few because I do remember a few scored. Oh, sorry, he only scored two, but still scored one this season already against Arsenal, which was a very good goal. Whether that matters, whether EA have already decided his rating before that, who knows. 34 games though, he played the majority of the season and was very well rounded. Like he just played really well. He didn't really do much wrong. Actually, I recall he made a few misplaced passes, but like as far as defending goes, I think he was very solid. So I think a +1 is fair. And now moving into the more attacking side of things, not quite the attackers yet, not the wingers, the strikers, etc. But I've got three cams here, and I will put them on the screen one by one. We'll start off with Bernardo Silva, who I have made a cam because I think he played a good few games there. I think he did definitely transition more into the midfield. When De Bruyne was injured, for example, I think he played a lot of games. So he played 26 games last season, scored 2. Obviously, that doesn't seem great, but I thought he was okay, which is why I've not downgraded him by too much. I think a -1. He didn't. It was hard for him to get into the team past like Ferran Torres, Mahrez, etc. But he was still okay, and which is why I think a -1 is definitely fair. Next up, we've got De Bruyne. The reason I'm putting him, just quickly get him done, because he was injured. I'm not sure exactly how much. I will go quickly find out. He was out for, oh, I don't want to say because I might be awfully wrong, but he definitely missed a good few months. I don't want to be specific, but he missed quite a lot. So I think it's not fair for him to get downgraded. It's also not fair. He did score six last season, so that is something. And I believe yeah, he did. He played 4 games in the Euros, so and he scored a goal. So yeah, he had that okay Euros as well. So I think it's fair for him to stay the same. And then moving on to our last midfielder before we get on to the attackers, we've got Foden, who I will pop on the screen right now. Um, Now, some will definitely be questioning this and saying, "Oh, why is he not 83? Why is he not 84?" Um, let's be honest. He was very good. We've got to give him the credit there. He was very good. Um, to be precise, he played 28 games. He scored 9 goals. Got to give him credit for that. But at the end of the day, he's 21. Okay, he was born in the 2000s. If he gets upgraded too much, then I think we'll just see him peak too early. We want, like, I think he was 79. A +3 is without a doubt fair enough. I don't think he should be at a boards level right now. He'll get there. Maybe even next year. Maybe FIFA 23 after. Maybe he'll play in the World Cup. Maybe he'll play really well, and then maybe he'll for FIFA 23 he will. In fact, FIFA 23 is from the World Cup. Yeah, sorry, I might have got my dates wrong there, but anyway, he might. I think he'll more than likely be aboard next year, but I don't think it's fair to just skip from 79 to 83. You've got to go up in stages. Not to say that some players can't. Some players could have a really good, like really, really good year and get a really good really high, like a lot of goals and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So I think an 82 is definitely like the most I'd go with him. But enough of the midfielders, let's get on to the attackers. Okay, and to start off the attackers, we're going to start on the right hand side with our 2 right wingers. I'll put them both on the screen now. As you can see, I've been generous enough to give both upgrades. I say generous, I think they both deserve it. We'll start off with Ferran Torres, giving him a +1. I believe that is a +1. Yes, it is. I think that's deserved. You could, in fact, I'd probably argue myself actually that he could be an 83. However, I think he didn't play enough and didn't do enough to get like he played 24 games, scored 7 goals. I'd say that's enough for a boost for one. Like his overall play in general, it's not always just about goals. He is a good player. I think he had a good season. I think a +1 is very deserved. Also, 21 years of age, so I don't think he needs to be up. Like he'll be up at a board and in the later future. Could be very soon actually, but for now I'd keep him at 82. Also getting a +1, I've said Mahrez. I think Mahrez is a very, very good player. I think he's so skillful, which is obviously why I think. What did I do to his card? 'Cause sorry, I can't really remember all of them. I made them. Then I actually didn't upgrade his dribbling. I think I probably could have upgraded his dribbling because throughout the year after I've been watching him, I just think, wow, just amazing dribbling. Um, I did upgrade his pace, shooting, and passing, but I got a fair bit and a bit physical as well. Um, yeah, I think it's deserved to be honest. Let's be real. He is a very good footballer. 27 games last season, 9 goals. I'd say that's fair enough for how Pep works it. He has basically got 2 teams, so I think that's actually very good as far as a member of Pep Roulette goes. Um, so yeah, that'll do on the right hand side, and we'll move on to the left with Grealish and Sterling, who I'll put Sterling up first because it's less of a talking point. I've kept him the same. I think that's fair because he wasn't great in the league. And like I say again, I'm going to mention the Euros. He had a great Euros. I'm not sure if that gets taken in consideration. And stats wise, he genuinely wasn't too bad in the league actually. 31 games, 10 goals. However, I just don't like his overall play. I'm just meaning his overall play. He missed too many chances. The amount of times I would be watching him and he just wouldn't play the right pass. And I'm not saying that that's necessarily his fault, you know. other players definitely play a part, but I don't think his end product was amazing last season. So I think keeping him at 88 is definitely fair. I wouldn't say a downgrade is deserved at all. So I think what I've got him at is fair. Moving on to the 100 million. Now moving on to £100 million signing, Jack Grealish, who I've given, as you can see on the screen now, an 83 rated ones to watch. Obviously, that will definitely get upgraded as he is a very, very talented player. I think a +3 is deserved. As you can see, he was well, not as you can see, unless I put the stats on the screen. I might do that. It depends how much I do. It doesn't matter about that. I mean, played 26 games for Villa because I think he had a few spells where he was out injured. I can't say I watched every Villa game, but I do know he is a very good player, very skillful, and I think a +3 is deserved. I don't think anywhere near 80 or 81. He is definitely a lot better than that. So yeah, I've stuck him at an 83, and yeah, we'll move on to the striker. Okay, so we've got Gabriel Jesus up front, who got himself 9 goals in 29 games and has had a very, very good start to this season when I think a few assists and got himself a goal. So I definitely think it's fair to say he deserves an upgrade. Yeah, I've given him a +1. I've given him a bit of pace, bit of shooting, bit of. In fact, no. What did I do? I think I downgraded his dribbling in like fairness because I think -1 on dribbling and a bit up on physical, a bit up on shooting, a bit up on pace is definitely fair enough. So yeah, that is actually Man City done. So if you have enjoyed, please hit that like button. It is very much appreciated. If you do want to see more of this, do subscribe to keep up to date. The next one we do will be Liverpool, and probably after that Chelsea, Man United, all the big teams, maybe even some lower ones like some mid-table ones that I've watched quite a bit. Maybe like try to think, top of my head, maybe we could do Arsenal, I guess, or some other clubs. So if you do want to see that, comment down below. And yeah, until next time,